Last week we got the introduction to the final major project, which I was really looking forward into. We've been given the first task, which was to design a Pachaka of 10 slides and 20 seconds per slide. We had to link this back to the specialist study project, and we needed to answer the questions of why we did it, what we found out, and also 3 to 5 main ideas for our actual final project. I kind of always knew what I wanted to do since I started looking at the specialist studies project, only because I found it so interesting and I knew that I wanted to take that further. So therefore, when it came to the 3 to 5 ideas for each creative project, instead of actually having 3 different ideas, I thought of 3 different formats of how I could actually present my ideas. I then went to doing my Pachaka and the script you can find that on my WordPress, as well as the reflection of the feedback. I feel like the Pachaka helped me communicate my idea, because sometimes things sound better in your head than they actually may sound to an audience. So I think that helped me clarify my thoughts for myself a little bit as well. After that, last week we got asked to do the proposal document, which was again a bit challenging, only because it was hard to actually explain my idea in so much detail without repeating myself. But I feel like that has helped me narrow down the things that I did want to do, and that again can be found on my WordPress. I started doing the task 3 a bit early. I started to look at a book called Selfie by Will Storr, and this is a book about people's relationship with themselves and how they see themselves and why they are basically addicted, as it were, to selfies. So this links really well to my idea of like social media addiction and why I think it should actually be classified as an addiction. And lastly, the plan for my final idea. This was another presentation which had to be very, very short and simple, but also well explained. So we had to point out the idea, the format, the target audience, and the contextual audience and production research, as well as the time frame. And this had to be done by the 28th of February, which didn't happen because of the snow, but it did happen at the beginning of this week. At the end of last week it didn't happen. So my script was very simple, and I was just trying to explain each and every single one of these points. Again, that's found on my WordPress. And lastly, we've been looking at Harvard referencing, which will be required at the end of the final
Of this week, yeah. Okay.